News of the day is that Eric Ten Hag has gone ahead to drop Rafael Varane for Harry Maguire. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? It's the match day. Today's match day what? 23rd of the season, and Manchester United is set to obviously come in through and really play a very important role into this season. This game of football is really very important, and you guys know why it's really very important, because Manchester United were blessed with a draw of Tottenham Hotspur away at the Goodson's Park, and if at all Manchester United goes ahead to obviously win, if Man United goes ahead to win today, they will be 6 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, and that will be one of the closing remarks that will obviously make our match day 23. Let's see close to 100 likes smashing this video. You can as well go into the live chat and really tell me exactly what your thoughts are about your prediction, as you see it already there being put up into the live chat. But a lot is happening. A lot is happening at Man United, and very many people are really looking at Eric Ten Hag and see how he is really going to fare up this season. And I've seen more people come out and obviously relate him to really being sacked, and I ask myself, why are people so much bitter at Eric Ten Hag that he should be sacked? Yet he has gone ahead to show us that he can obviously get in players from the academy and obviously integrate them into the team, and that's the DNA of the club, something that Ten Hag has gone ahead to address earlier today. So in like 36 minutes, the game of football is gonna be underway, and you people will be here really letting me know what your thoughts are. And after this match day live, we'll return with what you call the match. We'll return with what we call the match reaction, and this is a segment that gets us in the go with you, the people that really watching through. We thank God for the gift of life. It is a Sunday. Those that have gone ahead to church, thank you for obviously going there and obviously exalting the Lord. And those that do pray from home like me, God is everywhere. And the Muslims, barakallahu fikum for you. You are in the mosques on Friday, and Allah has gone ahead to obviously get you well. Now we go to the starting 11 of Manchester United versus West Ham, and it's all about Eric Ten Hag naming his first 11, and we are having Onana, Harry Maguire, Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho, Casemiro, Dalot, Shaw, and Kobe Mainoo. That is it. Then we're having Ben Dayer, there is Lindelof, there is Rafael Varane, there is Amad Diallo, there is Amrabat, there is Eriksson, there is Foson, there is Scott McTominay, there is Anthony. And the good news is that Lindelof and Rafael Varane are back into the match squad of Man United. Remember, I told you about this when I was doing the match preview, that Lindelof and Amrabat might find themselves into the team of Man United, and this is really very interesting for the club of Manchester United. Again, players are really into the mix, and Kobe Mainoo gets his start consecutively for the club of Manchester United, and I think ever since he made his start against Everton, he has gone ahead to start every Premier League game that Manchester United has gone ahead to play down in the Premier League. Now we go to the starting 11 of West Ham. They're having Arilola, Johnson, Zuma, Kofol, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Alvarez, Bowen, Agard, Shushek, and Emerson. That is the starting 11 for the side of West Ham. The substitutes are Fabianski, Croswell, Phillips, Calvin, Mavropanos, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Mobama, and Scales. That is the starting. Those are the substitutes of West Ham as they obviously get ready for this encounter. And the manager Eric Ten Hag really has a very good job to do today, and he has gone ahead to name 10 out of the 11 players that will went ahead to start at the stadium known as the Molineux in the midweek, where we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 4-3. Then Tito Okello says ONT, all right, thank you for watching through. Then Josh256, hello mister, I'm Josh, thanks for the show, all right, thank you very much for watching through this channel. But smash the like button close to 50 times if at all you're watching in and you're really liking the content that we are broadcasting to you live here from the headquarters of the United Matters channel. Then we go exactly to the main reason as to why we're here, Onana Andre in goal, a system of 4-2-3-1. I've gone ahead to see very many people coming out and obviously go hard at Andre Onana. And I don't know why people forget easily. David De Gea last season costed us very many goals. You remember the match of Brentford? He costed us, I think, 2 goals. You get? Then the FA Cup final. You know the goal he costed us against West Ham in the same fixture away from home. He costed us a goal. I think there is even a goal. He costed us close to 7 goals. You remember the game of Sevilla away from home? He costed us 2 goals. The first pass he gives to Harry Maguire, and then the third one where he really miscontrolled the ball and they made it 3-0 for the club of Manchester United. So that is it exactly for the club of Manchester United, and we really got to know that he was really a culprit of that. And when that happened, most of you said it's time he really left, and now Onana is here and people are just saying him leave the club of Man United immediately. The guy has not gone ahead of it complete a season and he's having 6 clean sheets this season. So I want us to obviously play what we call a brain game, and if it's a blame game being played by you guys, you should attach it with facts. As Onana, like in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, I've seen people coming out and say Onana can't save anything. Out of those 3 goals, David De Gea wouldn't have gone ahead to save any. I tell you this. I've told you the times Andre Onana is going to hit to cost us goals, especially in the Champions League, he did, right? And he has gone ahead to save us on several occasions. But if we don't give him a benefit of doubt, then we are not backing this goalkeeper. He's just here for like 6 months ever since he joined the club of Man United, and we just want to see to it that he gets better and better and better. But no one doubts his quality. If there is anyone who doubts the quality of Andre Onana, then he hasn't been watching him all way from Ajax to Inter Milan and then to Manchester United. All you have to do is let us see how it happens when he plays alongside the best the best center defense of Man United. Now we go to the other 10 players. Dalot has been played as the right back for the club of Manchester United today, and Ten Hag has gone ahead to make that decision over Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who has been really having a swollen leg. But Dalot has been magnificent. You know, he has been part of the 2 goals we score in the first half against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he really defended very well. And it's always all about time. When Jose Mourinho brought him through from FC Porto, I really saw a very good player that could obviously take us miles and far off as far as we're concerned. But right now, Diego Dalot is obviously into the starting 11, and I know he's really going to have a very good goal because we are at Old Trafford and we know how he helps us defensively and in the final third of the pitch, and I would fancy him to get in an assist today. Luke Shaw maintains his left back position for the club of Man United again, and he's gonna really face, I think, Mohamed Kudus. It's gonna be really a hard one for the people that support Man United, because West Ham can make it hard, but it can make it easy. So it depends on how clinical we are going to be into this game. And defensively, I think that defensive unit is really okay. Lisandro Martinez maintained his spot onto the left-sided centre-back. We were really worried when we saw a very huge ice being tied onto his leg, but we later got a confirmation that that's what we call a precaution, and he was given that ice back because they needed to obviously tie it on the leg such that that injury heals fully. So then the biggest change is when he was playing against the biggest change is Harry Maguire. Rafael Varane has been dropped, and I hate it a lot when I cross the bridge before I reach it. That's my huge problem. I hate it when Ten Hag crosses the bridge before we reach it. I know Rafael Varane has not been picked because in the previous 1 week he was going to play 2 games. He played against Newport and he played against Newport and he played against Wolverhampton Wanderers, meaning that for a player of his age and how injury prone he is, that is Rafael Varane, Ten Hag has decided to rest him for this game. And maybe he thinks you'll need him more when you're playing out Aston Villa. I buy his thought, but why do we cross the bridge before we reach it? Because if we happen to lose this game, you know, then it's really gonna be, sorry about that, it's gonna be on Erik ten Hag. That is it. Because would have gone ahead to collect points that we needed to collect. That is it. But when you look at the pace of Gerard Bowen, you know, you really get worried that and they're gonna really outpace us into those positions of the pitch. But you give the manager benefit of doubt that has been here, has gone ahead to do lots of wonders for the club of Man United, and you never know. Maguire, by the time he really got an injury, he was really in good shape. And I pray to it that we don't go back to that team, all those moments where Erik ten Hag went ahead to pick Harry Maguire over Rafael Varane on very many games. I pray we don't reach there. Because however much Rafael Varane is known to the levels of that player that he was when he was at Real Madrid, but he's better than any central defender that you're having at Man United. His experience of defending is really huge, and he commands the defense really well. So wait and see how Harry Maguire fares with Lisandro Martinez. That is the back four of Manchester United, and they need to really watch around Gerard Bowen, who has been scoring for fun this season. Then Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro, that's a perfect double pivot that we all talked about, as I told you in the match preview, that if the manager is to change and really rest Kobe Mainoo a little bit, he was to bring on a player called Amrabat. That is it. But because he knows that we are going to be having 7 days of rest, right, as we prepare to play away at Aston Villa, I think he said, let me get Kobe Mainoo this fixture, and he would have gone ahead to play, I think, 3 games in 7 days, and then he'll have a rest for 7 days as we prepare to play away at Aston Villa. And Aston Villa is really a hard team. It's really a hard team, but we've seen teams like Newcastle go there and get a win, meaning that if Ten Hag really goes in with a fully fit squad, he can obviously beat any side. Those are some of the words that Ten Hag has always gone ahead to use this season, that when you're fit, when we're having everyone available, we can obviously beat every team. Now, when Casemiro is here, you really anticipate that Kobe Mainoo is going to operate a lot into the final third of the pitch. And we love that a lot, as we the people who really want players who are of poor quality into that final third of the opponent. And if at all you are not remembering what Kobe Mainoo went ahead to do at the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers, he had 100% tackles won. It shows you the quality of this player. And then Kobe Mainoo went ahead to obviously score a winner in a very beautiful way. And I would love to see him making more commitments like those in the final third of the pitch in this fixture, because that's what makes us special, and that's what quality brings at the club of Man United. Every time you really try to play onto what we call a script of a manager, you can easily be defended. But when the individual brilliance of a player kicks in, there is no way that team can obviously survive what we call the threat of the Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro. Then Garnacho, right attacking midfielder. We know what he does on the right side of the attacking midfield. We really anticipate the best. Rashford returns, obviously coming in through after scoring his 50th goal of the season. Remember, his first Premier League goal was against Arsenal. He scored against Bournemouth. He has scored against Wolverhampton Wanderers. He has scored against Nottingham Forest. He has scored against Tottenham Hotspur. Now he has 5 in his recent, I think, 4 or 5 games, and assists are also really seconding his goal. So we can't wait to see how Rashford plays today. But if you ask me on whether he's going to score today, obviously he's going to really have a very good time today onto the field of play, because of how the chemistry that is developing in between him and Rasmus Højlund, who is leading the line tonight, is. But the big question is, to Mr. Rashford, when are you going to start giving Rasmus Højlund the assists that he really gets you? Because Rasmus Højlund is going ahead to give him beautiful assists. And today, you might see Rasmus Højlund go ahead to obviously put Marcus Rashford into the game to really gate it over the line. But who is leading the line? Rasmus Højlund, Today he celebrates his 21st birthday, and for a player like him, have you gonna hit to score in 3 consecutive Premier League goals? Sorry, 3 Premier League games, and he has gonna hit to have an assist and a goal in the recent 2 against Spurs and against Wolverhampton Wanderers. You would fancy him to really get himself out in what we call a goal tonight to celebrate his birthday, and I think he's gonna score. He's gonna score, and he's not gonna stop. I think he can score his 10th goal of the season, and that he'll be left with how many games to play? He'll be left with like 16 games to play, and then that will put him into a reason of really poaching in for more 10 goals to make it 20. I'm really one of the brave ones who really believe he's gonna score 20. You know, who else is joining me to believe that this guy is gonna score 20 goals a season? Right? Who is else joining me to think that Rasmus Hojlund is gonna score the 20 goals a season? But I believe he's gonna score 20 goals a season, and I hope most of you are with me. But that front 3, Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, and Rashford, is doing a lot to really get into each other's head. And the more the connection builds up, the more we are going to see lots and lots of chances being put up by Manchester United. But I would love to see Garnacho eyeing for Hojlund, and Rashford, I want to see him eyeing for Hojlund. I want to see Hojlund with 5 assists, with 5 chances, and 3 of those being clear-cut chances. And the rest, sorry about that, and the rest being what we call maybe half chances. But we've seen that Rasmus Hojlund has the ability to turn or to really make those half chances into full chances. Haven't we noticed that? We've gonna hit to notice that, and this lad can easily do that. So that is the starting 11 for the club of Man United. And where are those who have always gonna hit to say Ten Hag is a tinkerman? Ten Hag is not a tinkerman provided he has all his players available, you know. And for Rafael Varane, I know his case. He has been rested because he's an injury-prone player, and you cannot really allow him to play another game after, I think, 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 2-3 days after playing against the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers, then you bring him on. I think it's good to bring in Harry Maguire, but if at all Harry Maguire costs us, we'll obviously call in for the manager's head and ask him, please, why did you cross the bridge before you reached it? You know? That is it. So that is all about the starting 11 for the club of Man United, and the bench of United is really rich, and it can obviously get us some huge results as far as this is really concerned. Let's smash like button close to 20 times. Smash like button close to 20 times before we get into this side of West Ham. West Ham have come up with a system of 3-4-2-1. That is the system of West Ham, and they're having Areola in goal, Johnson right back, Johnson right side of the 3-man central defense. Then Agard is playing onto the left side of the central defense. Kat Zuma central of the central defense, and these are the people that Rasmus Hojlund has to beat to really get going and really get himself onto target. Then Alvarez, Shushek, double pivot, Kofol, right wing back, Emerson, left wing back. Then Ward-Prowse and Kudus are going to play into the right and left attacking sides of the midfield. Then Gerard Bowen, he's really going to be leading the line for the side of West Ham. I'm really surprised that West Ham never went in for a centre forward during the winter transfer window, because their main target or their main man is really out for some time, and he's having an injury, and no one knows when it's gonna see him back into this fix. So that is it coming in through from West Ham, but they are really hungry, and they really want to really go ahead and really win more and more and more and more and more and more of the games. I'm having Kamohanda Jonani. He's saying 3-1 win for the club of Man United. Then Muhumuza Sam, 2-1 win for the club of Manchester United. We wait and see how that goes, because we can say a lot, but are the players willing to put their bodies on the line to obviously get us going and get us to the levels that we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United? That is the hugest question to ever ask from these players. But Ten Hag has gone ahead obviously to speak out to the media, and let me try and really seek out what this man has gone ahead to say as far as this game of football is really concerned. All right, I want to see what Ten Hag is going to have to say, because I've just seen here on TV when he's really speaking to the media. Now, this win is very important because we need to obviously get going and really keep going. Dalo says it's a special date for the club and everyone who wants to pay tribute to the Munich disaster anniversary, and we want to put our past onto the pitch, hopefully with a win. That is it. Then I think getting momentum massive. I mean, we showed that we can play on a good level and very high level, and so today we have another opportunity to show it, and what better place to do it at Old Trafford. And lastly, I think we have to improve in all areas of all times. There is always something you can do better. Obviously, we want to concede less goals as a team, not just as defenders back there, but overall we want to do better as a team. That is really good for Baby Dale. That is really good for Diego Dalo. I was going to hit obviously let us know about that. So smash the like button, comment and share. For really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do uploading on a daily. I'm here and I'm out for now. See you later, and we are going to return